about the measuring tape. And you want to always do your measurements to the nearest inch. I would not worry or focus too much on quarter inch, half inch, 3/4 of an inch difference. So now as I stand here, I was drawing out the kitchen. Okay. Trying to keep in mind the position of the cabinets, draw those out as well. Windows, doors. And make sure all these things are taken into account when I'm drawing my walls. We want to be sure that we take in consideration the cabinets, their positioning, how it affects the ceiling. So as you can see here, I got my island there in the center, got my cabinets in the corner, taking everything into consideration. And I'm just going to continue my measurement. Now, when you have this big open floor plan, there's a particular way that you want to be able to measure this. But for now, in the beginning, you're just going to measure the walls as one big open space. One thing I'd like to point out that I mentioned earlier when I was going around doing the scope, you want to sketch these rooms as 3 separate rooms. So this would be considered the living room. There would be a wall here. And I'm going to imagine my missing wall is going to be here, and my missing wall is going to be there, and it's going to separate it as the dining room. So what I'm basically going to do, I'm going to stand here and get this measurement where my missing wall is going to be. 9. I measure how wide it's going to be. 12 feet. Then you notice I draw the missing wall like hash marks. Okay? And it's 11.9 by 12 feet. So that's my dining room area. Now I'm going to hash mark out my living room area. And I'm going to measure how wide it is. But actually, I don't need to measure how wide it is because once I subtract 11.9, once I create this room, it's going to already give me the depth of this room. Okay? And it's basically going to create all three rooms already for me. Because once I make this box here, I will continue this line here and section off the living room. And once I've done that, the dining room would already be sectioned off. Because I already have the measurements already 15 wide, and then whatever the remaining dimension would be for for the living room. And then the kitchen, I already have it as 10 feet wide by whatever that dimension is here that I've dimensioned already when I ran around and did wall for wall. So this typically would be how you would sketch a room. I found this style to be the fastest for me. And if I had to go into the other rooms, which I'm not going into because in my opinion there's no damage, I'm assuming there's no damage, but let's say there was damage, I would simply come on here and find out which one of these doors is that room, and I would just add it onto the sketch. I want to point out how I've depicted. See, I've depicted this as the front door. but I didn't erase the space there. Picture this as bedroom, I'm going to call it bedroom number 2, bedroom number 3. That's how I depict my doors. So I know that this is a wall, and this is that's the direction that the door opens in. So that tells me this will be the main entrance. I know this is the main entrance. And I also know every one of these doors depict a different room. Since there's no damage in there, I don't need to go in there and sketch those rooms. If let's say master bedroom's over here and there's damage, there's the door leading into the master bedroom from the corridor. So I would just add that room onto my sketch. So that in turn becomes the master bedroom. And I will separate the bath from the closet. I believe it was a pocket door in there. I could be wrong, but I'll go back in there and check. And this was a door. And the window right here. Okay? So I in turn, there's your bedroom. I just added it onto the sketch. You want to be able to make sure that you pick your windows and your doors properly. So my bypass door, I basically just put one line on both sides of the wall that depicted the bypass door in the back there. Here's my windows. I just put a square on the line to depict my windows. My cabinets, of course, the island. You want to make sure that you accurately depict these things because this makes a world of a difference on your sketch. We know that the bypass door is bigger than the standard door. That door in particular is about 5 feet wide. So I would make a note. I will make a note that that bypass door is 5 feet wide because once you put in the accurate size of that bypass door, the estimating software deducts that opening from your wall square footage. By default, Xactimate and Symbility, they will not deduct these openings unless they're greater than, I believe, 25 or 26 square feet. So when you can see that that window is more than 3 feet wide, you want to make note of the exact size of the window. If it's less than 3 by 5, I would not worry about writing down the dimensions of the window. Okay? Just some quick tips on sketch. I think that's it. Hope you guys found that helpful.